All right, what's going on, guys? So I was gonna put out a video that was basically just stream highlights and going over all of the stuff that we did over the last week and why we did all of it and what we're planning on doing. But the reality is that that stuff's pretty boring, and I don't think the video would be very good. This is largely because I'm following the Iron Man efficiency guide on the RuneScape wiki. I'll link that in the description. But I didn't want to make, 5 videos that were just 20 minutes of, so here's me following the efficiency guide. So instead of making all of those, I figured I would make a video just covering, okay, these are all the things that we did in the early game, and here's why we did it. So the first thing we did was a ton of quests. The main one being the necromancy quest. So if I can show completed. The main thing we did was the necromancy quest. I think it's just called necromancy, right? Yeah. So we did this. It unlocks necromancy. And necromancy is important because, one, it forces us to level smithing and crafting, which are two of the skills that we need for invention. And two, necromancy is the preferred skill that we want to use for Telos. I think it's the best way to kill Telos. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the method that I'm using. That's the method I'm the most familiar with, so that's the deal. That's why we're doing this quest. Now, the actual pathway there is pretty scary. So you start in Birthrope, and one of the other good things about doing this is that you get pretty decent pathing because you want to unlock all these lodestones on the way. So you go down to Taverley, you follow here, and then you wrap up here, go to Falador, go through Falador, go down to Port Sarim, and then go up to Draenor Village. The only thing to be aware of is when you get around this bend, there's a highwayman here, so be very careful. I don't think he can one-hit you, but if you're not paying attention, you will die. For sure, just be careful when you're going around there. Now, after we did the necromancy quest, the big thing we wanted to do was unlock all of our dailies and all of our weeklies. So the big ones we unlocked were Nemi Forest. I don't believe this shows up in minigames. No, it doesn't show up in minigames. We unlocked Nemi Forest, which is free prayer XP, free Herbivore XP, or free farming XP. Those are the big two. You also get a little bit of dungeoneering XP and mining XP, but those don't matter. It's just every day, free prayer and free farming XP. Again, I'll link something for Nemi Forest in the description so you can see what the pathway is or what world you should be on. There's a whole thing around Nemi Forest, so that's why I'm doing it. For early prayer, you see I have 52 prayer. I didn't really spend any money on it. We did the Nexus. Luckily, I had a viewer hop in with me in order to do the Nexus, but it's basically you get a finite amount of XP total from the Nexus before you're locked out of it, and I believe that's enough to get you from 1 to 43. So that's what I did in the early game. The Nexus is right here, where this crosses below Long Umbrage. You need 2 people to do it at least. It's way easier with 4, but with 2 people, very, very doable. It'll take you about 2 hours to go from 1 to 43, but it's no money if you're a main, and if you're an Iron Man, it's no gathering resources, right? So that's what we did for our prayer. We also did a ton of quests. So let me actually bring up the list of quests here, and then we'll take a look at them. So this is the webpage for the Iron Man efficiency guide. We'll just go over the quests that we did. Again, you can follow this guide. This will tell you pretty much everything that I did. So again, this is the main reason I didn't want to make a big video on it, because it's all here. But yeah, so we did the Blood Pact. This is just XP. We did a Restless Ghost. This is for the Ghost Speak Amulet and a little bit of prayer XP. Cook's Assistant. We need this for Recipe for Disaster. Monk's Friend. This is just XP. Violet is Blue and Violet is Blue 2. This is all XP. I put all of the XP on farming because mining and smithing you're going to get naturally from necromancy. So I don't put anything into mining or smithing. I don't think it's worth it. Druidic Ritual, Herbivore XP, Wolf Whistle, Summoning XP, Gunner's Ground is an XP lamp. Ernest the Chicken. I don't think you get XP here, but it doesn't matter. Swept Away, I put all of this on fletching because at this point I already had 18 farming. Once you get 18 farming, you unlock player-owned farms, and then this gives you access to beehives. Beehives are basically 15k XP per day for 0 effort. As you'd imagine, that's really good. It'll take you about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get to 64 just doing your beehives and just miscellaneous other quests that give farming XP. That's why you unlock player-owned farms as soon as you can. You need 18 farming in order to get it. Goblin Diplomacy, this is just points. What's mine is quest points, so we can go to May's quest caravan. What's mine is yours. Quest points, smithing XP. New Foundations is the big quest that we want to do. New Foundations is Fort Farinthry. So this is your best source of construction XP. It's not close. It is also tangentially a really good source of woodcutting XP because you are going to have to cut most of the logs here. At least I found that I've had to cut most of the logs. So building the fort will get you like 45 construction. Literally from level 1, you'll get 45 construction. Super, super, super good. Or whatever the minimum level is. So that's why we did New Foundations. You also want to do Murder at the Border, and you want to do the one that unlocks the Raptor. You need Murder at the Border as a requirement for it. I forget the name of it. I haven't done it yet. That's going to be in the next video where we talk about doing that. But Murder at the Border is done. That unlocks the kitchen. That is your closest kitchen to a bank. So that's really good there. And then the following one unlocks the Raptor, which is going to be the best Slayer Master for a really long time. The Raptor assigns a lot of undead. And because we want to do Haunted Mine for ashes anyways, getting the Salve Amulet from Haunted Mine and then the Raptor just assigning a ton of undead, you're just going to want to set the Raptor basically forever. You can switch to Laniakea whenever you get the chance. You can do the Simona method to 120 or to 200 mil. As an Iron Man, if you want Limitless, you probably want to do the Simona method. So those are your options there. But this is probably the best Slayer Master for a lot of people for quite a long time. So that's the deal with New Foundations. Incredibly important quest. Can't recommend it enough. We did Missing Presumed Death. This is, I believe, Agility XP. That's why we did it. Gertrude's Cat is good. We use Gertrude's Cat because you need a cat for 3 or 4 pretty important quests. So that's why we do Gertrude's Cat. This is XP. This is required to get into Artie. So that's why we did that. Azil Cult, XP. Waterfall Quest, XP. Merlin's Crystal. This is a good amount of XP. Holy Grail, XP. I already talked about Nemi Forest. At this point, you will have access to God statues. I believe you have access to 4 of them. 3 of them are near lodestones. Or maybe all 4 of them are near lodestones. I don't actually remember. But God statues, very good source of construction and prayer XP. Or construction and Slayer XP. Personally, I think Slayer is really fast to level. So I wouldn't really bother doing the Slayer for God statues. I would just do the prayer every single time. We do Stolen Hearts, Diamond in the Rough, and Jack of Spades. This is all to unlock Menaphos. This is just leveling. This doesn't matter. I believe Ichtharlin's Little Helper. I'm pretty sure you need this for the Desert quest line. A lot of these quests are just going to be, oh, you have to do these either for XP or to unlock quests later on that are mandatory. So I know a lot of this is saying, oh, I did this, here's why, but I just figured I'd go through all of it for completeness. We do a Tourist Trap. This is for Agility XP. This one's massive. You really, really want to do this one for Agility XP. And then, yeah, we just did all of these quests. We did Nature Spirit and Shiloh Village. Shiloh Village is the best fly fishing spot. It also gives us access to the Precious Gem Rocks. As far as I know, Precious Gem Rocks are not that good for training your crafting. The main way that Iron Men train crafting is you use lamps until you can cut sapphires, and then you cut sapphires, emeralds, and rubies all the way to 75. That sounds whack, and that's because it is, but that's kind of the deal here. So in Shiloh Village, I was already 45 crafting at that point. I leveled it to 50. That's what I did for crafting. I did my fishing to 53. I did my fishing to 52, and I cooked all of the fish. This brought me to 54 cooking, I believe. This is kind of the early game path that I'm following. So this is all of the stuff that I'm doing. A lot of the stuff down here is already highlighted because training necromancy and doing a lot of the early game quests, unlocking Anachronia, unlocking the fort, making sure you do your player-owned farms, all of this daily and weekly upkeep stuff, this will build out your early game really, really well, and it gets you a lot of these levels anyways. So the next time I stream this, we're probably going to be doing a lot of these quests here, but yeah, that's what we did in the last week. We also leveled our combat. We did all of our combat except our necromancy at Shattered Worlds. Shattered Worlds is basically the best training in the game for Iron Men. This is largely because you get free food, free gear scaled to your level, and you can't die. Well, rather, it's safe deaths. So that's the deal, is that Shattered Worlds is almost always going to be your best XP. For Mage, you want to use Legacy until you unlock Chain, which I believe you get at 45. For range, you want to use Legacy until you unlock Ricochet. I don't actually know what level you unlock Ricochet. Let's see. So we also unlock Ricochet at 45. So those are the two instances where you want to switch off of the Legacy and onto Revolution. Until then, you just stay on Legacy. It's going to be your best way of training your combat all the way to 45, and honestly, probably beyond that. The main reason I stopped at 55 is for High Alchemy. High Alchemy is incredibly important because it's your sole source of money early game. You're going to get pretty decent money from doing quests and getting your quest points from May's quest caravan. The rest of your money is from alchables from your wilderness flash events. Among all the other dailies and weeklies, you want to go to every single skilling wilderness flash event, period. I've been trying to go to as many as I can. I've hit, I think, every Bloodwood tree since I've made the account. We did get a decimation. I'm never going to use it, but we did get a decimation. I'm pretty sure I need to level my range to 80 to unlock Telos, but as it turns out, 80 is less than 87. So I don't really have anything to do with it. Now, off stream, we have been mining and smithing. This is because we need to get 80 smithing anyways for invention. Because I'm not streaming this, because this is ultra boring, I'm doing it off stream just so I can focus on this and do this while I'm editing and stuff. We have 600 bars left. We are making 18 rune burial sets. That cost 1,744 bars. So this was like a 20-hour grind of mining, and it's going to be another 10-hour grind of smithing, all to get 70 smithing. Then we need to do another 25 hours to get 80 smithing, and then we can kind of just chill from there. We will need to get 85 eventually, but it's not the biggest deal. It's just whenever it happens, that's when it happens. But yeah, this is what I've been doing off stream. Something else I need to do off stream is we need to cut like 1,500 logs for my fort. Those are the two biggest things we've been doing off stream. Another thing we've been doing is we want to get 100,000 vibrant energy before we hit 80. Now, I've been doing my Gathaxian caches and my divination dailies every single day, or as much as I can. The divination dailies meaning the wilderness events. Gathaxian caches are like giga broken XP. I have not trained a divination legitimately outside of the 10k energy I've gotten, and that's what this level 69 is from. This is 2 weeks, well, not 2 weeks, I missed 2 days of caches. This is 12 days of hitting caches every single day, not including today because I haven't done my caches today. So yeah, on a brand new account, you can very reliably hit like 80 divination probably in about a month of just doing your caches every single day. My guess is you'd get it done before that, but you know, that's just me. The reason we're getting 100,000 vibrant energy is for Sign of the Porters. That's going to give us about 2,300 Sign of the Porters, which that should last us a really long time. I have not touched archaeology on this account. I want to get all of my levels up, unlock invention, and try to get a Grace the Elves before I get my archaeology up. I don't remember what crafting we need for Grace of the Elves. Let's see. So we do need 91 crafting to get our Grace of the Elves. Again, we do need to get 85 anyways for our tier 90 necromancy gear. So this isn't that big of a deal. Getting 6 levels can be a tall order, but we can just stew up to 91 and then make the Grace of the Elves. Getting to 85 is basically where we're going to stop, which is really nice. But yeah, those are the big plans for the account. Right now, we're going to smith all of these. This will bring us to 80. I will upgrade my pickaxe, upgrade my ore box, probably get 80 smithing over the weekend. We're going to max out our fort, or as much as we can with our current stats. And that's pretty much the deal. I didn't think it was worth streaming all of this, so I didn't. Again, this was literally 20 hours of me AFK on my computer, like working on other stuff. That's not very interesting to stream. That's why I didn't do it. Moving forward, instead of these videos being like, hey, here's what we did, on stream over the last week. Here's what we're doing moving forward. You guys can check out the streams. These videos are going to focus more on what I'm doing off stream. To recap, what we did off stream was we got like 54 to 71 mining. We're getting 70 smithing. We got 52 fishing and 54 cooking. And that's basically it. Oh, we also got 30 range. This is for a quest. And 55 magic. And then we're just leveling divination from our caches. Those are the big things that we're doing. Our farming is slowly leveling. Farming is going to unlock for us once we hit 664. Hopefully for the next video, either tomorrow or the day after, will be 64. And then I'll have some more exciting stuff to talk to you guys about. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Hopefully this was more informative and more interesting than like a stream highlights of me just questing. If you would rather see me do the questing and see videos of that, I will post them. I didn't think that would be super interesting, so just let me know what you guys want. Ultimately, this series is for you guys. I want to present the most entertaining thing. I figured this being super informational and then following videos being look at all the grinds we did off stream, I think that's better content, but I honestly don't know. So again, if there's specific things you guys want to see, let me know and I will get it out to you guys. But yeah, that should be it. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.